There we go. All right. Welcome to another edition of Infinite Reviews. Greetings, Pathfinders. I'm your host, Dustin, and welcome to another edition of Infinite Reviews. Tonight, we are reviewing products compatible with the brand new storyline compatibility filter on Pathfinder Infinite. These storylines are focused on supplements and connecting books to specific official releases, in this case, Absalom, City of Lost Omens. First, I do need to clarify that all views on this show are my own and have not been reviewed or endorsed by Paizo. My ongoing goal is to showcase and review as many products on Pathfinder and Starfinder Infinite as possible. If you have any requests for products I haven't already given a thorough review, please feel free to contact me on social media or catch me on my Discord at infinite.net. So, is everyone ready to start the show? Let's go. All right, so to start things off, I do want to point out that yes, we are in fact looking at this new storyline filter on the Pathfinder Infinite site, and I just kind of want to show people what that is real quick. So let's head over to display capture. All right, so you see here we got the Pathfinder Infinite site. Quick shout out here for GM's Day. The sale is still ongoing for another 2 days, I believe. Yeah. 2 days, 13 hours, and 56 minutes. You could still get a whole host of amazingly cool Pathfinder Infinite and Starfinder Infinite products with discounted up to 30%. So check it out. It's a great chance to get some products you may have missed out on and find something new. So the storyline filter, if you look over here on the left-hand side of the Pathfinder or Starfinder Infinite site, you will see all these filters that let you search by genre of book, whether it's a fantasy, horror, etc., or even product type for rule books or adventures. If you look here under storylines, you'll see we have one right now for Absalom, City of Lost Omens. And if you click on that, you will see all these cool products here that all have tie-ins, very, very strong tie-ins with Absalom, City of Lost Omens. Now, if you're a creator and you're watching this, very easy to set up for this. When you enter in your product and you go down here, there's these filters. Find the one that says City of Lost Omens and click it if and only if your product has a direct tie-in with City of Lost Omens. As more products are released that have direct tie-ins with other Paizo books, more filters will probably be added as long as creators continue using these filters. This is a great way to help showcase and explain to your potential customers and to us, the rest of all those players out there buying these books, exactly how your product ties into the existing Paizo line of products, which is what we're going to be going over today. Couple more shout outs though before I start the main reviews. Hive Frog Studio does have a product coming out very soon, tomorrow in fact, that I'm really excited for, called Heroic Crafting. It's their first official product on Pathfinder Infinite. It's a set of variant crafting rules for 2nd edition that should make it a lot more interesting, to put it safely. A crafting system where you aren't dependent on just simply gold cost and time, but rather some additional features putting in there. And I am looking at getting potentially a review with that. Let me get rid of... There we have it. Oops, wrong capture. There we have it. All right. Also want to point out that No Nat 1, Mark Seitfer, and Stephen Glicker had a wonderful interview and discussion about the relation between Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder on YouTube on the Roll for Combat channel. So you should go check that out. And if you want to see another really fun interview that I think needs a little bit more presence, Really Dicey on YouTube had an interview with Luis Loza, and they went over the Lost Omens Travel Guide, which is a product I am super excited to see. And a little bit more news on the Pathfinder Infinite side. There's some really cool drawings from Mika Draws that were put up. Oh, I'll put these back up here. That were put up here, kind of a modern retake of, they call it Galarian U. They're the deities of Pathfinder with more modern clothes there. And I really appreciate that and love it and want to see them used in products. So, that all being said, we will go on ahead and check out these amazingly cool products. Now, many of these I have gone over before, and the first 4 I've gone over before. So if you want to see them, just check out some of my videos on demand. Check out my YouTube channel, and you will be able to see a full, thorough review of all these. But we will just go over them really quick because I think it's fun to spotlight and highlight all these amazingly cool Absalom products. Why is there a spoiler warning on there? There's no spoilers in this. There will be spoilers later in the show, though, for specific things. So, Career Finder is the top product on Pathfinder Infinite right now, and of course, that also makes it the top product in the Absalom story filter. It's a in-world magazine featuring so much content. In-character ads, items, adventures, comics, encounters. It's just an incredible product. If you're watching this, you probably already have it. If you don't, seriously, go and get it. There's so much incredible content in here. And you can see a complete and thorough review of this from 3 weeks ago? Maybe 2 weeks ago, where I did a thorough review of this product all the way through. I've since done the encounter that toward the end of this book, and my players enjoyed it. They almost bit the dust. But fortunately, the encounter is done in such a way that there's a pretty easy out, but I don't want to give any spoilers on that. The art in here is fabulous. The content is frankly kind of magical. This book is fantastic, and I do want everyone to check it out. And it does tie directly into Absalom, as the Queer Finder Society does stationed in Absalom. And all of these different, the title is all about the bars of Absalom, so there's a bunch of different businesses in here from Absalom, ads for stuff in Absalom, things to do in Absalom, encounters in Absalom. So this is definitely a Lost Omens Absalom book, as is Agents of Edgewatch, Missing Person Wine Merchant. I did a review of this a couple weeks ago during our Adventures reviews. It's a solid adventure with a lot of really fun NPCs and locations throughout Absalom. Whether you want to go bar crawling or add this to your Agents of Edgewatch AP, this is a wonderful supplement that could add a lot of flavor to a campaign and works as a great between point to get players invested in going from one place to another. Which those transitions can sometimes be painful, and this really helps bridge that gap. You could put it into any kind of a campaign with very minor adjustments. It has some solid NPC stats and encounters. It's a really fun product, and definitely Absalom, as it all takes place in Absalom. And finally, we also have Vellum and Lace, of course, takes place in Absalom. It's about students from the Arcanarium there, and it's definitely Absalom. They go to different locations in Absalom. They make it's center to it. I mean, you can't have Vellum and Lace without Absalom, and it's starting to feel like you almost. Well, I was about to say you almost can't have Absalom without Vellum and Lace, but not quite yet. Someday, maybe. I love this. It's I haven't been reading a lot of prose, a lot of fiction, but since Vanessa and Helen started writing this, I've been absolutely hooked and getting every chapter. Currently, they are up to chapter 4. This is the title from that, and it's great. It's fun. There's very few ways I could think of having to review it without spoiling, but the character chemistry is great. All the extra characters are fun, and I really appreciate that they release it with a mobile / e-reader version as well, because that's how I prefer reading it. So I'm glad that they did all those different types of releases on their PDFs for something that you're going to read from top to bottom, not like a game book or what have you. Now, on to a new product that I have yet to review. This is Haunt at Dragon's Veil. It's a Halloween adventure. It's not itself isn't new. It was released last Halloween, and I'm afraid to say I wasn't able to get to it, as there are so many cool products on Pathfinder Infinite. But now that I've read it, I'm glad I did, and I'm going to be honest, I can't say 100% because my players are only level 3 and this is a level 12 adventure, but there's a very high chance my players will see this at level 12, which means I'm putting up my spoiler tag warning, and if you're in my campaign, please stop watching, or mute it, and come back in, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 minutes, we'll see. But yes, Haunted Dragon's Veil. It's a really, really fun Halloween-style adventure. In that it has a lot to do with undead and things like that. There is a content warning here that the adventure contains horror themes and scenes of mass death. While not visually depicted, this could be considered distressing to some players. I appreciate that very much. This was intended for 4 players at level 12 to be completed in about 2 or more sessions. There is a video on the product page that will show you people playing. So if you if you read something and you're not quite sure how that's supposed to work in an actual play, hey, check it out. You can check out that video and get a good feel for how that was meant to be resolved. I don't think you'll need to, though, because it is a very, very well designed product. I didn't have any confusion reading through it. I got it, and there's a lot of cool stuff in here you could pull, whether to do this kind of haunted house crawl or into your own custom haunted house or dungeon. It was intended to be used with Agents of Edgewatch, and it does work very well for that, but there's no reason it has to be Agents of Edgewatch. As long as your players have a reason to want to investigate a house, you have the Haunted Dragon's Veil. There's good reasons given in this, but you might find even better ones to help tie it into your campaign. There are maps included. There is also a DD2 VTT Universal Virtual Tabletop format, which I'm not 1,000,000% sure how to use that, but I'm sure there are people out there more experienced with VTTs than I am who will get a big kick out of being able to directly import them right from this product. The adventure background, it has a lot to do with the follow-up from Tyrant's Grasp. Essentially, Tarbafam had a big undead dragon commander that crash landed in Absalom and was taken out by a bunch of Pharasman priests, and all the people who died where he was crashed and him were all kind of sealed away in the basement of this tavern/inn. And now that's causing problems because, the seals are wearing out and they're undead seals. You don't want to just seal and forget. Never works in Golarion. It seems to be an ongoing theme of the setting, and it never works for long. Most of the Pharasman priests in the city aren't aware of the nature of what happened in there, as everything was destroyed and or sealed up to potentially prevent people from trying to take advantage of it. So, your players can't easily just go, well, let's just go to the Church of Pharasma and ask them. You can, but the church will be like, you just shouldn't go there, I guess. It says not to go there, right? So don't go there. And then it says, but your players will still probably want to go there. So there is that. So yes, you do need players with an adventuring spirit. If your players are the type who are like, it says not to go there, so we're not going to go there, you got to give them more of a reason to want to go there. You got to give them a MacGuffin down there to want to go in there, which it does naturally in Agents of Edgewatch as it's your job, but it won't always in every type of adventure. You might need another reason to push your players there, which isn't hard to find. I thought of 3 or 4 just talking right now. There's some great stuff in here where they expect you to potentially, as you are level 12, have ways to bypass. Like when you first go there, it's just a broken down tavern. It doesn't get all haunty until night, but there are some ways you could make it haunty before the night, and there's ways to deal with that in here. I'm glad they put that in here. When the haunting does start, there are different rooms in the tavern that have different hazards that are super flavorful. Like this first one here, your players literally, it's called We Go Down with the Ship. The entire room turns into a ship, and on this big stormy night, and you do will saves, or you'll think that you'll kind of fall into the illusion that you're in this ship and you are part of this ship. Kate Baker says, Sanctuary of Drawn Delight, having run Sanctuary of Drawn Delight upward of 20 times, having one door covered in yellow do not enter caution tape meant that the parties chose to go in that door first almost every time. Well, there you have it. From the incredible creator Kate Baker, we have right there that, yes, if you want players to go in a door, put a big sign on it that says, do not open. Exactly. That's fabulous. But yes, having this haunt that makes people, characters kind of pseudo-force roleplay them as now you're a sailor on a ship during a storm, with this occasional cannon going off and hitting them is really fun. It's a creative role-playing experience that will let players engage another part of their character that they might not have ever thought of before. And I love that in adventures. This idea of like, oh, but what if my what if Yoko was a pirate? Wow, that'd be so weird. He's never been something like that before. How would he talk? What would he do? That kind of immersion is really, really fun. So I really like that haunt. I really like the flavor of that. I'm totally stealing that at some point. I should say using that because I did buy this, but I'm totally using that at some point in my campaign. There's another called the Never-Ending Game. It's literally two undead playing either chess or Go, and you they don't take kindly to being stopped in their never-ending game, but you could try to help them through it. I like that as well. There's some stuff here. There's a war merchant who's in the bathroom at the time, which I appreciate, actually acknowledging that bathrooms exist in dungeons. And there's a failed ritual with an Amalgamite and a Hezro that someone tried to summon into there, but the undead leyline composites messed with the ritual, and they accidentally summoned a demon. And then if you come back in the moonlight, where are we? Oh, sorry. There we have it. There is a haunt that's literally a dance-off. There is a dance competition in this, which the rules for DMG, as we saw in a certain AP, were absolutely work absolutely great for a dance-off. Oh, hey there. Yes. I love, again, it's another chance. It's another one of those complex haunt situations that give your players an opportunity to feel out a different aspect of their character that they usually wouldn't. Like, if they would, it would usually be just during downtime, which, frankly, a lot of players don't tend to roleplay out as much at the table. So, oh, hi, we have Mark Moreland in chat as well. Hi there, Mark. Yes, so, I like that a lot. I like that the failure is a curse that does impede you for a while, but it doesn't completely take you out of the adventure at all. It just makes you clumsy. I'm not a fan of hazards that aren't connected to things that deal damage, because there's usually no point. It's like, okay, we failed the hazard, but, Paladin, heal me up a bit, and now we'll look for an encounter. But having a curse as your negative for not completing this haunt correctly that gives you a debuff, that's really clever. It makes the curse actually worthwhile for future potentially deadly encounters, not just a time waster. So I appreciate that. I love how they did this hazard. That's a really clever way to do hazards. Then you get down into the basement. You go even deeper. You encounter more hints as to what happened here, who this dragon was. You could easily make this dragon something tied in even deeper into your campaign if you aren't necessarily doing something that ties in with Tyrant's Grasp or Edgewatch. That's kind of what I plan on doing. And as you go down, you fight the dragon scarred dead, the victims of this dragon crashing into this inn, and eventually you do get to fight the giant undead dragon, which is really cool. It's a big ravener with a couple of grave knights, and it's a totally epic encounter. I mean, what's to say? What's never going to be epic about fighting a giant undead dragon? I love it. I love it. I love it. And this was done by Matthew Nini's and James Bake for Tabletop Obscura, which you could catch them, I believe, on the Deadly D8 Discord. And they also, at least James Beck, also helped write Gunsmoke, which was the other product I want to do. This one does not necessarily tie in with Absalom, although there are probably more gunslingers in Absalom than most places in the northern Inner Sea region. As it is a hub for commerce that would include commerce from, say, Arcadia and the Mana Wastes. So Gunsmoke is a way to give you your gunslingers, or even a full gunslingy Arcadian campaign, access to some more moderner firearms. That's the easy way the easy way that I like to think of it when I think of this product. Gunsmoke. It is titled Gunsmoke. The full title is Gunsmoke, a Pathfinder 2e cowboy expansion. As yes, it is meant to show you some cowboy, some late 18th century, early 19th century firearms. They did a great job making sure these firearms are not significantly more powerful. That they're not more powerful than the existing firearms options. So if you just want more firearms from Guns and Gears and you don't mind reflavoring and refluffing that you have this technologically advanced firearm, this is a great supplement for you, because it's not like when I got this, I was afraid that it was just going to be like, let's just up the rarity and make these better in every way than every existing firearm. Which wouldn't really be a helpful book for me, because any GM I have, probably even myself, would be like, maybe as a reward, but it wouldn't. That's not that big of a backdraw. So the fact that these are on par with the guns from Guns and Gears, while being something unique themselves, having a unique mixture of weapon traits to damage, to number of hands, to reload time, and balancing in that way, makes this a very usable supplement. I did contact the author about this, and they did tell me that there is a updated document coming out for this very shortly. The combat shotgun doesn't have damage listed due to a typo. It will do 1d6. I've been told. That might change from now to when they update the document, but there will be a document updated shortly, and they will have that update in there, which is really cool. And I just want to use that to point out one of my favorite parts of Pathfinder Infinite is you could find these authors over Twitter, over Discord. You could DM them and just tell them, like, hey, I love your product, I'm going to use it, it's awesome, but there's this typo in here, or does this rule work the way you intended? And in my experience, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, they will be more than happy to update their product for you, like within a very short amount of time, as they don't have the extremely understandable difficulties that Paizo has updating a product when it's a mass-produced printed book with many, many people working on it. When it's just 1 or 2 people working on it, it takes significantly less time to update a PDF. So I love that about Pathfinder Infinite. It's one of its strengths. And if you are having trouble, I'm just going to use this to plug my own Discord for a second. If you want to find these Pathfinder Infinite authors, a lot of them are on my Discord, which you could access by going into www.infiknight.net. That will take you straight to the invite link, and hey, you will be on a Discord that is full of authors and Infinite players who will have resources for you at your disposal. In addition, that is a great place if you are thinking of creating your own Infinite products. We have channels. You could sign up to get channels just for your team to work on products there. You could find freelancers, artists, editors, layout artists. There are links to tips and advice and design guides, and we just like talking about Pathfinder Infinite. So check it out if you are interested. Back to this. So in addition to all these new weapons, combat shotguns, double-barreled shotguns, repeater carbines, revolvers, different types of revolvers, rifles, they also, in addition, and they go into great detail about each of these weapons, I gotta say. I'm not huge when it comes to historical firearms, but they did a really good job with this research. One of the writers really knows, I was told one of these writers really knows their stuff, and I'm glad to get that expert dissemination to help my verisimilitude in my personal campaign. There is also some awesome siege weapons, a pom-pom gun, a machine gun, and a rotary gun. They're well statted, they're well balanced, they look really fun. It's nice to get some of these more advanced firearm siege weapons, so you're not necessarily using guns next to a catapult. I really appreciate that. I really like these. There is also stats in here for some non-firearms. Specifically, there is a lasso. They gave it the grapple, tethered, and thrown traits. Works perfectly. And a trapper's knife. So if you want yourself a knife that's a little better than a dagger, but you can't throw it, you got the trapper's knife. They also have, my favorite part of this book is the magic weapons, magic ammunition. They have 3 types of magic ammunition and 3 types of mundane special ammunition. The Acrid Scatter Shot, you could use it as a scatter weapon. It makes a big old fog cloud that makes people take some poison damage, persistent poison damage. It only has like a 5% chance of critting, another 5% chance of a success. There's a good chance that it might just fail, which just means that the strike goes normally. And then there's a chance you'll crit fail, and you won't even do your strike damage. Which, that's an interesting way of balancing that item, I think. I like that a lot. Usually I'm used to seeing it tied to like the save that they make or the attack roll that you make, but that works fine. Love the gunslinging bullet. The flavor behind this next item is so funny. So you shoot this bullet, and the bullet grows arms and pulls out two little guns and starts shooting them as well. Which it's goofy, but it's fun. It is a 13th level magic item. It is uncommon as well, so it acknowledges that it's kind of silly and weird, but it's just so fun and silly and fun. Like, come on. If you're a wizard and you have access to all this arcane magic and you're inspired by this silly idea of a bullet that shoots more bullets, you're going to do it. You're going to figure out a way for the magic to happen. I mean, there's no reason everything has to be taken so seriously that you can't have a little cartoon bullet that shoots other guns and shoots... I love it. I absolutely love it. It just doubles your weapon damage, which it seems like a lot, but you got to remember you're not able to use any other magic bullets with this, and this is a really expensive bullet. And again, it does have the uncommon trait, so there's a good chance you'll use this in your campaign as just treasure. Like, there's only 2 or 3 or 1 or 2, which I love the idea of these rare bullets that nobody knows how to craft. I think that's really cool. Like, I'm a big Outlaw Star fan, so I get a kick out of that. They have rubber bullets in here. It lets you non-lethal with your strikes. I think that's fine. I think that's something that's needed. It helps a lot. I enjoy it when my players are able to fight without necessarily killing people. Oh, hi, Ular. Yes, we have sassy bullets. They literally, when they hit somebody, they get embedded in their body, and they start lashing out insults. The target could take an action to just start retorting those insults to get rid of it. But yeah, screaming bullets. There's a will save or you're frightened. I think there's a bullet a lot like that. This one's a little bit different. Different enough that it's fine. It's being its own item. And it's nice that it's not a magic item. Especially if you're in a place like the Mana Wastes. It's nice to have the ability to make people frightened with your bullets without magic. And the erratic bullet, which it's kind of a seeking firearm. It ignores concealed and hidden conditions. It's a 9th level, high level, uncommon bullet. So yeah, love it, love it, love it, love it. Want to go over one more time this whole thing here, now that we got more people here, and I'm glad to see all these people here in chat. Today we reviewed the Pathfinder Infinite storyline tags. Basically on the left-hand side here on Pathfinder Infinite, under narrow results, you will see a new filter called Storylines. And when you click on it, it will show you Absalom City of Lost Omens. And then if you click on that, you will see all of the products that tie in with Absalom City of Lost Omens. And if you're a creator or you know a creator and they have a product that ties in with City of Lost Omens, have them go and edit their title and update it to click on City of Lost Omens. It will be one of the options down there under their filters. And if we all do that, and we really keep releasing more books that have more tie-ins with these incredible Paizo books, we will get more of these filters, I'm sure. And I think that is really, really, really sweet. All right. So with that all being said, thank you very much for coming to the show. This was really fun. I'm looking at getting an interview with Hive Frog Studios, someone from Hive Frog Studios who, Patrick from Hive Frog Studios, who will come and talk to us about their first Infinite release, Heroic Crafting. That releases tomorrow. So if you want to follow along with us during the interview, you could go ahead and check out their product tomorrow. Heroic Crafting is a variant rule that will allow PCs to benefit significantly by crafting their own items. Whether it's because you're crafting them quickly, on the go, or because you want to spend the time on it and you are the most capable artisan for the job. There will be a Twitch stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern at Twitch TV / I want to say Hive Frog Studio. Yes, Hive Frog Studio. And they will be demonstrating these rules. I'll probably be doing a quick demo on this stream as well next Friday when I get him in for an interview. Yes, as Mark Moreland said in chat, I will also be doing an interview with Mark Moreland at sometime in the future as well. And that will all be figured out. So, yes, this has been a really exciting week for Pathfinder Infinite and its growth. It's been a big exciting week for Pathfinder as a whole. If you didn't know, it was Pathfinder was listed as the second top seller on the IC V2 Top 5 Role Playing Games Fall 2021 chart, and that got a lot of really cool hype. In completely unrelated hype, you should check out the Dark Archive cover from Wayne Reynolds. It's on the Pathfinder 2E subreddit, which absolutely love that subreddit. And if you are a fan of that subreddit, this is locked at the top of the subreddit, pinned at the top of the subreddit. They are having a beginner box day. So if you're interested in running, or even if you're interested in playing the really fun adventure in the beginner box, registration is open. It's free. It'll give you a chance to play, to run, you name it. And if you do like GMing, you should also check out the Paizo blog for this last week and a half-ish for both Gen Con and PaizoCon, looking at both registration and or running your stuff. And if you are a Pathfinder Infinite creator and you are interested in running your adventure or your content otherwise at PaizoCon, send them out an email and check it out, because they did say in the blog post that they are looking to highlight Pathfinder Infinite, and it would just melt my heart to see so many creators coming together to show off their awesome content at a convention. So thank you very much for joining us. This was a really fun show. I hope we see a lot more fun storyline tags. Yes. Oh, and as Ular said, Ular in chat is running some Infinite content at PaizoCon Online. That's awesome, Ular. I can't wait to see how it turns up. Definitely want to join in on that. So yes, again, thank you all for showing up. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. I know I'll be playing lots of games. I hope you all will too. Roll lots of 20s and make sure to remember that you got your hero points, because we could all use them sometimes. Thank you very much. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.